Hello! Welcome to the Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Bradley, and I'm glad we can get together, even though we cannot be together. Today, our minister, the Reverend Jeff Breer, provides his answers to 3 questions he was asked by a congregant. To accompany the lighting of our chalice, I have a reading by Lisa Friedman.
We touch the floor to remember that wherever we bring our best self is holy ground. We reach for the sky to remember that we are a part of a mystery much bigger than ourselves. We hold hands to remember that we need one another and are part of one human family. We join voices to remember that we have a gift to offer the world, and we must use it to make the world a better place.
For music today, Linda, Amy, and Bruce prepared a song by Randy Newman, Feels Like Home.
Something in your eyes makes me wanna lose myself. Makes me wanna lose myself in your arms.
We will sing Loving Kindness next. Please light a candle to dispel the darkness, to honor someone or some event, or to bring light to a memory.
Hello, my name is Jeff Breer, and I am the minister of this virtual church. I hope you're safe and well. Please mask up in public and keep your distance. A congregant asked me a few questions concerning religion a while ago, and I thought you might like to hear my answers. His first question has two parts. What is the meaning of sacred, and how do we know that something is sacred? Well, the dictionary defines sacred in this way. Number one, dedicated to or set apart for the worship of a deity. Number two, worthy of religious veneration, such as the sacred teachings of the Buddha. Or number three, made or declared holy, such as the sacred bread and wine. Now, we use the word today in more casual references, like Mike Pence's marriage is sacred, a sacred cow, a sacred place, and so forth. All that answers the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, well, how do we know that something is sacred? Well, we know because we made it so. All the meanings of the word sacred indicate that sacredness is something that human beings confer on a person, a place, or a thing. The sacred teachings of the Buddha are only sacred if we say they are, and treat them with respect that we think they deserve. Mike Pence's marriage is not sacred for any other reason but that he says it is. I might say that my wedding ring is sacred to me, but to you it's only a silver ring. Sacred is what we make it. It's personal. I'm speaking as a Unitarian Universalist here. For Catholics, something is sacred because the bishop or the pope says it is. Catholics will tell you that the bread and wine consecrated in a Mass are sacred. But the bread and wine are not sacred to me. At one point, they were wheat and grapes, then flour and grape juice, and then bread and wine. At what point did they become sacred? When somebody said they were. The second question that I got from my congregant is, why did three monotheistic religions arise in the same inhospitable place? The popular conception of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity is that they are three cousins who don't always get along. Cousins because they all revere Abraham as a prophet, and they all profess only one supreme deity who actually is the same deity. Indeed, they are referred to as the Abrahamic religions. Christianity, in my opinion, did not arise in the same place as Judaism and Islam. Its early missionaries certainly began their work in Palestine, but they didn't make much headway because Christianity was outlawed in the Roman Empire. But in the year 313, the Roman Emperor Constantine decriminalized Christian worship. Constantine became a great patron of the church. To me, it seems that Christianity would have never achieved the prominence that it did had Constantine continued the persecution of Christians. When the Roman Empire adopted Christianity as a state religion, the missionaries got the protection of the Roman army. They got to go where the Roman army went. They could build churches anywhere and worship in public. So for me, Christianity began in the Middle East, but arose in Europe, where it was protected. The popular image of Saudi Arabia and other parts of the Middle East is a desert, which is inhospitable. But not all of the Middle East is like that. Some of it is quite lush. If it were all inhospitable, nothing would live there. So it had to be somewhat livable, else those societies would not have thrived. The question, though, is why there? Now, if you step back far enough and try to see the big picture, if you study the history of civilizations, you'll note primary civilizations, like the Middle East, also known as the Fertile Crescent, Egypt, Israel, India, China, Mesoamerica, Greece, those are primary civilizations. Other civilizations like the Roman Empire, Western Europe, and Japan have largely been built on ideas borrowed from primary civilizations. But why did those areas produce primary civilizations? Why these specific places? If I had to assert a hypothesis, it's because these areas possessed sufficient natural resources to support the development of a society. And the people were faced with a need to organize. For example, without the need to control seasonal flooding in the Nile, a society probably would not have been organized there, nor began in Egypt. One reason that the ancient Near East produced three monotheistic religions is the development of an alphabet and writing. The alphabet and writing were first developed by the Phoenicians, who were traders and whose ideas went with them all over the Mediterranean. Without writing, and especially without books and scrolls to preserve the religious culture, the religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam would be about as popular today as the ancient religion of Egypt. Another reason is primacy. Religious thought occurs to people once other needs have been fulfilled. People need food and shelter first, and then a well-structured society before developing religious ideas. If this theory applies as much to societies as it does to individuals, then one reason three religions began in the Middle East is because the people in the Middle East got their stuff together sooner. Ultimately, these religions are the three most confrontational and widely spread religions in the world today, and I think it's just coincidental that they began in the same area. Beginning in the 15th century, if European seamen and explorers had not circumnavigated the globe, if they had not colonized the Americas, where do you suppose Christianity would be today? And the last question from my congregant is, why do people need religion or feel religious? There are as many theories about this as theorists, and while none fully captures what religion is, all offer insights on the nature of religion and possible reasons why religion has persisted through human history. Many people have tackled this question, and here are just a few. James Fraser wrote that the reason religion exists is to help people make sense of events, which are otherwise incomprehensible, by relying on unseen, hidden forces. As literacy has increased and scientific knowledge has advanced, supernatural explanations for developments in the natural world have become less important. Religion has nevertheless survived because it plays a variety of roles. Religion provides community. It fosters friendship. It provides psychological support and economic support. According to Sigmund Freud, religion is a mass neurosis and exists as a response to emotional conflicts and weaknesses. It's a byproduct, he says, of psychological distress. According to Karl Marx, religion is the opiate of the masses, an illusion whose chief purpose is just to provide reasons and excuses to keep society functioning just as it is. Stuart Guthrie argued that religion is systematic anthropomorphism, the attribution of human characteristics to non-human things or events. So, religion exists as an explanation for what we don't understand, as a psychological reaction to our lives and surroundings, as an expression of social needs, as a tool of the status quo to keep some people in power and others out, as a focus upon the supernatural aspects of our lives, and as an evolutionary strategy for survival. My congregant also wondered why people feel religious. People feel religious for different reasons, for comfort, for security, because they want to belong, for motivations. There are many reasons. I think, though, that everyone's feeling of religious impulses derive from human nature. And the best idea I ever heard about that came from the Reverend Forrest Church. He was the son of Senator Frank Church of Idaho, and he was the longtime minister at All Souls Unitarian in New York City. He died in 2009, and he said that religion is the human response to being alive and having to die. And I think that's as good an expression of any about why people feel religious. It's our response to being alive and knowing that we will die. Please follow the CDC guidelines and local mandates during this time. You know, wearing your face mask is an act of charity because it protects other people. And remember what Zig Ziglar said, you can get all you want in this life if you just help enough other people get what they want.
For a benediction today, I offer you this aspiration from George Davis: to be strong enough to gain some mastery over ourselves and humble enough to be willing to learn from others, to be brave enough to choose the right road no matter how hard it may be, and patient enough to keep on in spite of the obstacles, to be wise enough to know our own shortcomings and honest enough to admit the excellence of others, to be proud enough to command the respect of strong individuals, and gentle enough to win the love of little children, to be careful enough to protect the goods of others, and generous enough to share our own. This is our aspiration for today. Our time together is nearly finished, but our work is not done. May our spirits be renewed and our resolve strengthened as we meet the challenges of the week to come. Please help me close this service now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. My name is Rosemary, and I'm happy that you could join us for this service. Please come back whenever you like. We will post another virtual church service next Sunday. Please contact the minister or the caring team if you or someone you know needs help during this time. Our services are recorded in advance, so current events may move faster than our ability to address them in a timely fashion. However, you can find up-to-date information on local events, social justice issues, inspiration, and content for all ages on our Facebook page. I hope to join you at our virtual coffee hour beginning at 11:30. You can find the link on our website, hvuuc.org, under the News and Events tab. To close our service, Wendy, John, and Kevin will bring us an Andy Partridge song, Dear God. And as you make your way through the week, remember that you are good, you are loved, we all need a little work, and we're all in this together. And I have nothing left to say, but you can say it with me. Yay, church.
Dear God, hope you got the letter in. I pray you can make me better down here. I don't mean a big reduction in the price of beer, but all the people that you made in your image, see them starving in the street, 'cause they can't get enough to eat from God. I can't believe in you. Sorry to disturb you, but I feel that I should be heard loud and clear. We all need a big reduction in amount of tears. And all the people that you made in your image, see them fighting in the street, 'cause they can't make opinions meet about God. They can't believe in you. Did you make disease and the diamonds blue? Did you make mankind after we made you? And the devil too. Dear God, don't know if you noticed, but your name is on a lot of quotes in this book. And us crazy humans wrote at you to taste your look. And all the people that you made in your image still believe in that junk is true. I know it ain't, so do you, dear God. I can't believe it. I don't believe in. I won't believe in heaven or hell, no saints, no sinners, no devil as well, no renegades, no party crown. You're always letting us humans down. The wars you bring, the babes you drown, those lost at sea you never found. And it's the same the whole world round. The whole detail to compound. The Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, it's just somebody's unholy hoax. And if you're up there, you perceive that my heart's here upon my sleeve. If there's one thing I don't believe in, it's you. Dear God.